I once had an allergic reaction in front of Eddie Vedder. And this happened, I know it wasn't from the glorious voice of Even Flow. It didn't come from that. I was at a breakfast restaurant in Seattle. I'm sitting there, and across the hall is Eddie Vedder wearing a kilt. He was wearing a kilt, sipping on coffee, and writing lyrics. I shit you not, this is exactly what happened. I order breakfast. I figure I'm not going to bother Eddie Vedder. I'm not going to go up. I'm not going to talk to him. You know what? That's kind of cool that the guy from Pearl Jam is sitting here, but I'll leave it alone. I'll let it be. I order my food. I order hollandaise sauce, which I'd never had before. I've never had hollandaise sauce. I order this food and I eat it. I start to feel a little itchy afterwards. I don't really think anything of it. About 5 minutes after that, my eyelid was the size of my fucking fist on my face. Everybody in the restaurant starts gathering around my table. They're all standing around going, "Does anybody have an EpiPen? Does anyone have an EpiPen? We need to call an ambulance." Everybody is gathered around, but Eddie Vedder is still just sitting there, calmly writing lyrics. He's the only person unaffected by this situation. And so I am freaking out, thinking I'm going to die, wheezing, and all of a sudden, they're about to call an ambulance. Eddie Vedder gets up, calmly, calm as fuck, just gets up in his kilt, walks over to my table, pulls out a Benadryl out of a pocket in his kilt. And I didn't know kilts came with pockets. And also, who the fuck carries a Benadryl on them at all times? Walks over, puts a Benadryl on the table, taps me on the back, walks back down, and sits. I take the Benadryl, and I'm fine again. But with that, I started to think about death. It started making me think about death. What's going to happen when I die? Where am I going to go? All of that. But when I was thinking about that, I don't really care about how I die or where I'm going to go when I die. I mean, that's going to happen, and you know, it's going to happen anyways. I was thinking about what happens when I die in the sense of a funeral. I think the regular sense of a funeral is, it's a very boring thing. A funeral is, they're all the same. Somebody comes up, they say some good words about the person, and I think if I'm watching down on my own funeral, I'd be really fucking bored. I don't want to have a funeral in the regular sense. When I die, I want somebody to Weekend at Bernie's me. I want to get in a Hawaiian shirt, some sunglasses, and I want to go to the beach. I want to have a smile taped onto my fucking face, have my friends just put me out in the sun. I want to look down from heaven, thinking that I'm having the greatest time. I want them to have sex with some women, throw me in the corner of the room, and just make it look like I'm having a good old time. I was trying to think about the opposite of terrorism. I think that the opposite of terrorism is forcing somebody to have a really good time. And I would like to go around town committing opposite terrorism. I would like to find a homeless man and just randomly pop out from behind a dumpster and say, "Hey, here is $1,000! I was trying to think of very emasculating things. There's a lot of things that are emasculating, like having to carry a purse or having to drive a minivan. But I think the most emasculating thing in the entire world is being a male, a dude, ladybug. I don't think it gets any more emasculating than being a dude ladybug. All the female ladybugs are walking around high-headed. "Hey, how you doing today? I'm doing pretty well. I'm a girl ladybug. This is nice." And the dude ladybugs are just fucking walking around like, I fucked this other ladybug and this is it. This is all I got, man. I'm a dude ladybug. This sucks. I was thinking today, if Jesus came back in present day, I think that if Jesus came back in present day, his miracles would be greatly overshadowed by the illusions of David Blaine. Jesus turned water into wine. That's cool. Water into wine is cool a long time ago. But David Blaine lived underwater for 7 fucking days in the middle of a city. Jesus can't compare with that shit. There's no comparison to that. Jesus would come back and try and do the water into wine gig again, and somebody'd be like, "Oh, all right, dude, yeah." And he'd be like, "I need to talk to the people. I am the Son of God, and I need to tell them about the Word of God." And he'd be like, "Okay, Jesus, I think maybe you need to start with street magic and kind of work your way up from there, kind of get this shtick together before you can really get there. Get your own HBO special." I was dating an artist recently, and she sent me a picture of her breasts. that was a great thing. I got the picture of her breast and thought, this is very nice, this is very nice. And then she sent me a text afterward that said, why don't you send me what you got? And so, I'd never sent a picture of my dick to anyone before. And I realized that this is going to happen eventually. I had a camera phone for a long time and knew that I was going to have to send a picture of my dick at some point. But this girl's an artist, she's beautiful, sent me a picture of her breast, and I figured, well, hell, I've got to do this. And so she sends me this picture, I go to the bathroom, and I try and start taking a picture of my dick. Take a few different pictures from a couple different angles. I figured this girl's an artist, so maybe I'll take an avant-garde dick picture. Kind of a below the thing, kind of with the shaft hanging down. I'm scrolling through the pictures, and it looks like shit. And the dick is just not a photogenic organ. There's no way you can capture the dick in a great way. Anyways, I was thinking of the circus. The circus is a, my time's up?
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
Oh, yay.
Thank you guys.